Well, hello and welcome back to Damn Sitting Down with Pastor Ty. And Ty, you are a fan of music.
Yes, specifically Christmas music.
Yeah.
365 days a year.
That's excessive.
I like to say during the regular year, I won't go out and look for Christmas music, but if it pops on the shuffle,
right,
I won't skip.
Do you have it like on your favorites? And
sometimes,
it'll pop up.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, well, because it's like as I'm listening to Spotify, if it's on like the like new releases or whatever, if there's like a new Christmas song I like, I'll just like it, and then my liked playlist is just a nightmare.
Right.
So if I'm listening to that playlist and the Christmas song comes up, I'm sure. Right, why not?
I'd say that most people are either like Black Friday, they start their Christmas vibes, or December 1st.
Yeah.
But I feel like you have a pretty hot take about when Christmas music should start.
So for me, I feel like I'm happy to start listening to Christmas music around Halloween.
That's pretty wild.
A little bit like early October. I mean, I was like in theater and choir and stuff growing up. So like we would start practicing for Christmas stuff way earlier. So it's been sort of ingrained into me that like around the start of the school year, I'm like, I could go for a Christmas song right about. I could go and like practice a Christmas hymn or like find some old classical Christmas stuff. But I understand that for most people, it's at least like the earliest for normal people is after Thanksgiving. Because people are like, wait, we haven't gotten to Thanksgiving yet. You got to give Thanksgiving its time. And my response to that is, if you give me some Thanksgiving music that is more than just Charlie Brown, then sure. But right now, we've got like a few Halloween songs. We've got like the Monster Mash and like some other stuff like Thriller, creepy soundtracks, things like that. But then there's not Thanksgiving music.
Well, apparently Jingle Bells was written for Thanksgiving.
Yes,
I learned that this year.
Yeah, we learned that in one of Eric's sermons. But like, there's really no mention of like Christmas time. It's just sort of mentioning of like general like, isn't it fun to be outside and in this one sleigh and it's great.
So I guess it's appropriate anytime it snows.
Yes,
really,
which for Fremont is rare.
Right. As the worship pastor, how do we decide when, for the church, Christmas music starts? And part two of the question, right, is a little complicated. I looked at Apple Music today, and there are no Advent playlists. When you search for Advent playlists, it comes up with just holiday mix. And so there's Christmas music, there's Christian Christmas music, and then on the other end of the spectrum, there's like hymns.
Yeah.
Like, how do we decide? I guess, when do we start doing that, and then what do we start playing?
Yeah. So number one around here, we kind of have defaulted to when Advent starts.
Yeah.
So Advent is the 4 Sundays leading up to Christmas Eve being the 5th night of Advent. And so the 4 Sundays out, usually that ends up being the last Sunday of November. So the last one after Thanksgiving, or the first one after Thanksgiving, excuse me. So then we do generally at minimum 2 Christmassy or Adventy songs in a Sunday gathering, and then 2 more like, these are the ones we sing regularly. We still try to tend a little bit toward the Advent season with those regular ones, but it is an important distinction to talk about Christmas music versus Advent music, because we actually sing Advent music throughout the year.
Oh.
I don't know if people would know that, but like one of the songs we sing really regularly is called Behold.
Okay.
It is the story of like, behold what love can do. It's this moment of like, behold that like the Lord has come, Emmanuel, God with us.
Okay.
And that's one of the songs that like when I plug it in on a Sunday morning, it's like, that's an Advent song.
Interesting.
Because it's telling us, it's reminding us what we celebrate around the season of Advent, around the season of Christmas. Now, it doesn't have Jingle Bells in it, but I would consider that an Advent song.
Yeah.
I've had a friend at another church who wrote a song to kind of reverse engineer the same thing. Him and his church, they wrote a song that they wanted to write it. It's called Redemption is Born, and we sing it around here around Christmas time, but they wanted to write one that you could sing throughout the whole year. So really, if you just play the chords, if you take out the vocals, it sounds like a pretty standard worship song.
Okay, yeah.
But it's Advent, redemption is born. Like God sent his son for all the world to know him. A baby born to us, it was the beginning of redemption.
Right,
it's
right.
this telling of the Advent story, of the Christmas story, but it's not, there's no jingle bells.
Right,
like that's
right.
really the main difference between what most people, when you first think of Christmas music, there's a
Gotcha.
sound that you kind of picture, right?
Bells, no bells.
Bells, no bells. There's some people who have said there's a specific type of chord that, like, there's been a lot of study as to why Christmas music sounds the way it does. And a lot of it ties back to, like, some, like, early Hollywood type things. Because a lot of the Christmas songs that we sing very regularly originate, outside of the church, originate from that era.
Yeah.
As well as, like, a World War II, post-World War II kind of vibe. So White Christmas is, like, actually, if you look at the history of it, it's actually a very sad song. And it's I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. We think of it, like, with this, like, merry sort of, like, hope is, like, we're hoping for a white Christmas. But when it was actually written in response to, like, tragedy. And it was like, I am really dreaming of a Christmas that, like, feels hopeful again. But all of that originates in that era. And so there's a specific type of sound to it. And then Christian Christmas music, like Christmas hymns that we sing, have a whole different vibe to them even of themselves. Like O Come, Emmanuel, number one, is a monastic prayer, like a mantra that monks would say over and over again, put to the music of a funeral dirge. And it's this, like, it's these two pieces of tradition that kind of met in the middle somehow. And it's like, we sing that around Christmas.
Right. I could. I'm, like, playing it in my head. I could hear it being sung, like, in an echoey hall by monks. It does kind of make sense.
And so, like, a lot of our hymns have that sort of history to it as well. And that goes beyond Christmas. Like, a lot of our hymns have different tunes that the words were then put to, and those tunes originated somewhere else. And so when you think of, like, the old Christmas songs that maybe you grew up with, or maybe the ones that you think of when you think of, like, a big echoey, like, chapel steeple thing, they're very, like, grounded in tradition. And so we tend to do a little mix of new and old. We tend to also mix in Advent with more traditional Christmas. And so it's a little bit of everything for everyone.
Are there any, like, mainstream Christian, or are there any mainstream Christmas songs that are, like, Christian Christmas songs that it's like we play it in church, but also someone might hear it walking through a grocery store?
I don't know if through the grocery store, because the pop Christmas genre kind of took Justin Bieber, Mariah Carey, like they kind of dominate the aisles of the grocery store these days. But, like, Joy to the World is the one that, like, ends up in, like, popular Christmas movies. Like those, that's Christian. Like Joy to the World, the Lord has come. Like that's one that immediately comes to mind. The First Noel is another one. Part of it is, like, thinking through, like, the Christmas movies. What are the songs that play at the end of those old Christmas movies? And those tend to be more of our traditional Silent Night. That ends up in Charlie Brown. Like,
it is kind of funny when those things come up in pop culture, or just Christian music in general. When it comes up in pop culture, it's kind of like the DiCaprio meme of, like, hey,
I know that. I understood that reference.
That's so interesting. So it sounds like there's kind of a mix Sunday to Sunday. Would you say, like, of, like, old school and new Christmas, Advent,
and some stuff we've adapted and changed a little bit here and there. We do a Christmas medley at least once a year, which is kind of a few Christmas songs mashed together to a more modern style. But we take intention and we think behind it. We want to make sure that it's not just like, all right, we got our quota of 2 Christmas songs a week. Like, there's the weeks of Advent each come with a candle that we light that represents hope, peace, joy, love, and eventually Christ as the 5th one. And so we take those candles as kind of our, like, starting block, and then we try to go, all right, what are the songs that make sense for this candle? And then what are the tones that make sense for where we're going as a church? Because this year at FCC, we're studying like we're just doing the Advent candle topics as our topics for sermons.
Mm-hmm.
But last year we did the kingdom has come. What is the kingdom of God? We did the book of Hebrews, the Christmas through the book of Hebrews a few years back. Like, so there's not always like a direct, clear-cut line through the whole Sunday of each candle, but there's always a little bit of it. And so with the songs, we try to mix in and make sure that there's a different sound for everybody, because some people really do appreciate those older Christmas songs.
Yeah.
Other people, maybe they're new to the faith. They haven't grown up with those. They don't have those as a part of their songbook. Mm-hmm. So they are more accustomed to the things you hear in the grocery store. Mm-hmm. And there are some of those Christian songs that are a little bit closer to that sound, with obviously a different meaning behind the lyrics. One of the ones we do regularly here is Go Tell It on the Mountain. It's got a very gospel, funk sort of feel to it, the way we do it. And that's intentional, because like that is the sound that you're accustomed to. That's what your mind, your heart feel like. Oh, that's a celebratory song. Whereas O Come, O Come, Emmanuel is a celebratory song, but it doesn't sound like one.
Right.
And so if you didn't grow up with it, you might not associate it as such. You know what I mean? And that's a really interesting part with Christmas music, and especially Christmas music for the church, is we have these songs so steeped in tradition. How many times can you reinvent the wheel?
Right.
How many times can you take one song and tweak it a little bit and twist it a little bit and make it a little different? And how often do we need to do that?
Right.
Like, that's another one. Realistically, how often do we need to do that? Maybe not as often as we think. But it's always good when a new version or a new take on it comes out. There was one that was put out, I want to say last year. It's Joy to the World, with a splice of a chorus from the hymn Joyful, Joyful, that we normally sing. At least I've grown up singing it closer to Easter.
Oh, yeah.
Joyful, joyful, we adore thee, God of glory, Lord of love. Hearts unfold like flowers before you, open to the sun above. Like, it's this celebration of resurrection. Like, we celebrate, and like it's always been one that I've grown up singing around Easter, and it was spliced into Joy to the World. And I was like, that's such a cool connection.
Yeah.
Because it's important to also recognize that Christmas is not a theological island. It is the start of redemption. Redemption is born, and this is the story then going forward.
Right.
And so it's good to connect it theologically. There's a huge, if you're ever interested in it, the church calendar, doing some history digging on the Christian calendar in times gone by. Really, Advent and Good Friday and Easter are the big ones that we still celebrate today. But there are so many other mantras and prayers and things laid out through the year to go through in your Christian walk. That's also it's cool to look at too.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Like taking a look at Christmas with Advent and then Easter with Lent, and kind of like seeing how they rhyme a little bit.
Yeah.
And so we'll have to sit down in the spring and talk about Lent songs.
Yeah.
Talk about Advent songs.
Yeah.
But, I appreciate you sitting down and giving us a peek behind the curtain for
of course.
What our worship ministry looks like and how we choose songs for Advent.
Yeah.
If you want to hear more from us here at FCC, we have another video for you right here.